Heartwarming talent show performance reveals poor girl's hidden connection to her estranged mill owner father. Emma stood backstage, her small frame trembling with a mixture of nerves and anticipation. The lights above the talent show stage flickered like 1,000 fireflies, promising both magic and fear. All around her, the buzz of the crowd seeped through the curtains, filling her with an electric sense of possibility. In her mind, she could already hear her singing, the notes flowing like a river of dreams. But the reality of her life dampened the spark of excitement. Her mother worked long hours at the factory, barely making ends meet, while Emma wrestled with her own shadows, a father who had left in disgrace, a name whispered behind closed doors. Emma's heart skipped a beat as she thought of her mother's worn hands, calloused from labor, yet steady with love and encouragement. "It's solely about hard work and grit, my girl," her mother would often say, the light of hope shining in her tired eyes. But could that grit be enough to shine on stage? Did she have it in her to face both the audience and the ghosts of her family's past? The air thickened with excitement as fellow contestants shared their dreams of stardom. Emma felt like an outsider looking in, the spark of desire flickering dimly within her. Then there was Ms. Thompson, the school music teacher, bursting with faith in Emma's talent. "You have a gift, Emma. Let it shine at the talent show," she urged with a warm smile. Those words ignited something deep within, a yearning to honor her mother's sacrifices and bridge the gap of her father's absence. Days passed, and the talent show loomed closer. One crisp afternoon, while visiting the town square, Emma found herself face to face with her father, a figure she recognized instantly. He looked worn and disheveled, his once proud demeanor swallowed by shame. Their eyes locked for an aching moment, and unspoken words hung heavy between them. Emma's heart raced as she battled a storm of emotions: anger, betrayal, longing. "Emma," he started, breaking the silence. But she turned away, the weight of grief and confusion pressing upon her like a lead blanket. Outside the town's eyes, he struggled to reclaim a sense of dignity, attempting to find work and wishing to mend the broken pieces of his life. As the talent show night arrived, Emma stepped onto that stage lit by glowing spotlights, her heart hammering as if trying to escape her chest. In that moment, she could feel her father's presence just beyond the curtain. Drawing in a deep breath, she let her voice burst forth, each note infused with the deepest, rawest emotions. It became a song of hope and redemption, an echo of their shared past, a desperate bridge to what they might become. The audience was captivated, hanging on every word, every note. Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. In the shadows outside, her father stood frozen, torn between pride and the crushing weight of regret. Emma's voice poured into him like sunlight, reaching across the chasm of years that had separated them. Would they find each other in those notes, or would the past continue to shackle their hearts? In that fleeting moment, energy crackled through the air, and both were left to wonder, could forgiveness and dreams intertwine in this shared act of courage? Emma became not just a girl with a voice, but a beacon of hope illuminating the long-buried fractures of their lives. What would happen next, as the final notes faded in a community both judgmental and supportive? Emma stood in the glow of the stage lights, her heart still racing as the final note reverberated through the auditorium. The applause washed over her like a warm wave, pulling her out of her nerves and into a swell of triumph. But as the noise died down, a chilling realization hit her. What had she done? Had she truly reached out to her father through those notes? Or had she merely stirred an old pain that would only cut deeper? From where she stood, she could see her father now, his expression a mixture of awe and raw emotion. He seemed a world apart yet so close, the distance between them shrinking as the applause echoed in her ears. She felt her stomach knot, her chest tightening with questions left hanging in the air. Emma. She heard a familiar voice, Ms. Thompson, breaking through the crowd's excitement. The music teacher rushed over, her eyes shining with pride. You were phenomenal. That was exquisite. You truly moved everyone. Thank you, Emma replied, trying to hide her uncertainty behind a smile. But inside, doubt clawed at her. Did she really make a difference, or had she simply stirred the ghosts of their past without a true resolution? As her talent show peers congratulated her, their faces beaming with admiration, Emma's gaze flickered back to her father. Their eyes met again, igniting a familiar tension that sparked electricity. He took a step forward, his lips parting as if he were about to speak. Emma, he started, hesitating as if the weight of his own regrets was suffocating him. Before she could fully process what she might feel or say, she responded, "You shouldn't be here." The words tumbled out, sharp and unexpected. Anger flickered beneath her surface, breaking the hopeful spell. His face fell, the crumpled features reflecting years of guilt and longing. "I'm sorry. I didn't want to interrupt. I just wanted to see you to understand." Among the cheers, the uncertainty of their past wrapped around her, cold and oppressive. She wanted to shout at him, to demand why he had left, and why now. But staring into his eyes, she also felt something shift. There was pain there, but also an echo of hope. "I put everything on hold for you," she finally said, her voice catching. "Do you even know what you've missed? It's not just about me." With a deep breath, he stepped closer, visibly battling the emotions that threatened to spill over. "I know I can't change the past, but I want to be part of your life again. If you'll have me." Emma's heart pounded furiously. She felt alive in that moment, but she also felt scared. Could she trust him? Could their raw and fractured bond be rebuilt? At that moment, as her friends' laughter and cheers faded into the background, she faced the question that would define them both. What would it take to master the melody of their lives together? As she swallowed hard, trying to decide her next words, she couldn't help but wonder, was there still a chance for reconciliation, or would the scars of their shared history continue to echo in silence? The night was still young, and perhaps, just perhaps, they might begin to write a new song together. The tension hung in the air, thick and palpable. Emma's heart thudded in her ears as she searched her father's face, a map of every moment they had missed together. He looked smaller somehow, not just in stature but in spirit. A man heavy with regrets. Could that man be the father she had longed for? Why now? She finally managed, her voice barely above a whisper. Why after all these years? Emma felt a mix of anger and vulnerability tightening her throat. This wasn't just about shattered dreams, this was about the lost years, the emptiness that lingered where father-daughter memories should have bloomed. He looked as if he had just been dealt another crushing blow. "I'm here because I've realized how foolish I've been. I let my own fears get in the way of being a father to you, and I can't take that back." His words trembled, but the sincerity behind them was palpable. Emma's friends buzzed around them, still celebrating, but the sweet sounds faded into a dull roar as her focus zeroed in on him. This was her moment, a turning point. "Is that enough?" She blurted out, feeling the heat rise in her cheeks. "Can you just show up and expect everything to be okay? Do you think it's that easy?" "Of course not," he replied, shaking his head. "I hope to earn your forgiveness. I want to see you, to know you. All those performances, your victories, I missed all of it, and that's on me." His raw honesty cut through her anger, revealing how small she had felt without him there. Emma clenched her fists, trying to silence the soft whispers of hope that began to form. "Do you think I just magically got better at singing because you weren't around? This isn't just about missing a few recitals, Dad." He took another step closer, desperation etched across his features. "I know, Emma. I've seen how talented you are, how hard you've worked. And I am proud, but I also know that I don't deserve your pride." He paused, gathering himself. I've been listening to you play from a distance, the music carrying me back here. I was afraid to ruin the song you've written without me, but I want to be part of it now. The sincerity in his voice tugged at something deep within her. Emma felt teetering on a cliff, caught between the longing for a father and the urge to protect herself from further hurt. The temptation to reject him, to step back and shield her heart, was intoxicating. But if she did, would she forever close the door on something that could change them both? A sudden surge of uncertainty surged through her. What if we can't ever go back? What if the music we had is gone? He lowered his gaze, opening up like a book in need of mending. We create new music together. If you let me. Time paused, and in that fleeting moment, the ambient noise faded completely. Emma felt a small spark, the possibility of a fresh start flickered alive. As they stood there, parents and children often do, steeped in past regrets but now threading new hopes, the stage lights dimmed slightly, their warmth flickering like their new story yet to unfold. I need time, she said finally, needing to gather her thoughts. But even with a step back, there was no going back. Take all the time you need, Emma. Just know, I'm here. With those words, had he opened a pathway towards healing? Was reconciliation at hand or just another fleeting promise? As she turned to the crowd, laughter and cheers gradually returned to her ears, she knew their song had only just begun. But would it be harmonious, or would they stumble through the verses together? The question lingered, heavy and unresolved. And deep down, Emma felt the weight of the moment pressing on her, hinting that some melodies take time to compose. What would it take for them to find their rhythm? Emma took a breath, trying to shake off the weight of the conversation as she rejoined the festivities. The lights flickered back to their vibrant brightness, throwing colors and laughter across the room. But her heart was still riding its own wave of uncertainty. Could her dad truly become a part of her world again, or was it all just words wrapped in the moment's emotion? Her friends surrounded her, eliciting cheers and applause. That was amazing. You were incredible, shouted Mia, cupping her hands around her mouth, eyes gleaming with excitement. Emma faked a smile, throwing herself into the act. The feeling of euphoria from the stage was infectious, yet there was an ache in her heart, a dissonance within the melody that she couldn't quite ignore. Thanks, Mia, Emma replied, her voice catching. The warmth from the crowd contrasted the chill of her earlier confrontation. Her internal battle played on repeat, memories of laughter with friends clashing with memories of an absence she couldn't erase. As the celebrations continued, Emma felt her gaze drifting back to her father. He stood to the side, just outside the whirl of the crowd, watching her with an expression filled with a mix of hope and longing. There was a time she would have bolted to him, to share every triumph, every song. Now, she hesitated. Hey, Emma. Want to do a duet? Mia proposed, bringing her back from her thoughts. Sure. Let us do a million dreams. Emma replied, excited at the thought. The beautiful song spoke of hope and aspirations. As they stepped back onto the stage, the crowd quieted, anticipation buzzing in the air. Emma found comfort in the familiarity of the performance. She had sung this song countless times, crafting each note with intention. But tonight, under the weight of her father's presence, the lyrics resonated differently. When they finished, applause erupted like a wave, washing over Emma and filling her with a burst of joy. They took a bow, and in that moment, everything felt right. The connection with her friend sparked a joy she hadn't experienced in a long time. But the moment was fleeting. Emma caught a glimpse of her father clapping, pride evident but tinged with sadness. She swallowed hard, caught in a web of emotions. Just as she considered approaching him, she noticed someone slip into the edge of the crowd. Hey, did you see that? Emma, you were amazing. It was Michael, one of the guys she had had a crush on since freshman year. His energy radiated, pulling her in. Want to hang out later? Maybe grab some ice cream? Emma hesitated, feeling torn. Ice cream sounded like a simple delight, something she'd have loved to do. But then she glanced back at her dad, still standing there, waiting and hoping. I need to talk to family first, she managed, the words tasting bittersweet. Michael raised an eyebrow, but he just smiled. All right, another time then. Keep being awesome. As he walked away, Emma felt a sense of relief mixed with regret. It was easier to stay within her circle of friends rather than tackle the rawness of what could be with her father. What was she so afraid of? Losing him again? Or potentially finding something wonderful waiting on the other side of their awkward reunion? With a deep breath, Emma approached her father, who was still standing where she left him, rooted by the moment. The crowd continued to cheer around them, but all she could focus on was the uncertainty and possibilities flickering between them. Can we talk? She asked softly, the sound swallowed by the excitement that echoed in the room. His eyes lit up with a blend of hope and nervousness. I'd like that, Emma. They stepped aside, into a quieter corner of the venue. Would this simply add another layer to their fractured history, or could it finally set the tone for something new? As they stood, silence enveloping them like a fragile veil, Emma felt the first stirrings of vulnerability mingling with the fragile thread of hope. Would they finally compose a new melody, or would the unresolved notes pull them into deeper tensions? The next few moments could change everything. Emma's heart raced as they moved to a quieter spot, the din of the party fading into the background. She could feel her palms growing damp with anxiety, but as she caught her father's eye, she noticed a flicker of warmth in his expression. This was her chance. Dad, she started, her voice barely more than a whisper. It's been a long time. He nodded, the weight of years reflected in the creases of his forehead. I know, Emma. I've missed so much. I didn't think you'd come tonight. The words slipped out before she could hold them back. She struggled to mask the sting of both disappointment and longing. I almost didn't, he admitted, taking a step closer. But seeing you up there I had to. His gaze softened, and for a moment, Emma saw the father she used to know, the one who cheered the loudest at her performances, who would bring her ice cream on hot summer days, and run around the neighborhood playing games until dusk. Yet, that image flickered like a candle flame, threatening to extinguish with the weight of their silence. What do you want, Dad? Was all she could manage. The question lingered in the air, heavy with unspoken memories, years lost, countless birthdays skipped, and the pain of a relationship broken. I want to be here, Emma. I want to be part of your life again, he replied, his voice thick with emotion. She searched his face for sincerity. Was he really ready to bridge the distance? The scars his absence had created felt raw, yet beneath the hurt, there was a spark of hope, mingled with fear. What did a relationship look like after so many years apart? It's not that easy, Emma said, her voice trembling. You don't just get to re-enter my life. There is so much between us. I know, he interrupted softly, a desperate urgency in his tone. I've spent too long wishing things were different. I will do whatever it takes to make it right. Emma inhaled sharply, the promise in his words washing over her like a wave. The sincerity in his eyes felt real, but doubt still gnawed at her insides. Could she trust him again? Can we start small? It was a cautious suggestion, a hesitant truce. It was easier to build from something manageable than to leap into the deep end of the pool. Absolutely, he said, relief evident in his smile. Let us take it one step at a time. As she gazed into her father's face, a tentative excitement flickered. Maybe there was a path forward. What about ice cream? Just like old times? She ventured. The thought warmed her heart, and with it came ghosts of laughter and shared smiles. Sounds perfect, he replied, his expression brightening. Emma didn't know how it would all unfold. Part of her was still scared, but maybe, just maybe, this conversation was the first step toward healing. Suddenly, a loud cheer echoed from the main hall, jolting her back to reality. Her friends were calling for her, drawn into a circle of celebration once more. The festivities continued without them, laughter resonating like distant chimes. "Let us go," she suggested, glancing back at the crowd. "I want you to meet my friends." Her father hesitated, but there was a newfound determination in his eyes that made her heart flutter. "Lead the way," he said, and that simple phrase held promise and opening to possibility, to rebuilding what had been lost. As they stepped back into the vibrant chaos, Emma's mind swirled with questions. Could this really work? Was she brave enough to allow her heart to open to him again? With each step, the excitement and fear blended into a cocktail of raw emotions. The next few moments would be vital, the chance for transformation lay right ahead, gleaming with uncertainty. But just as they reached the bustling crowd, she noticed a figure standing off to the side, Mia, looking concerned, as if sensing the weight of what they had just shared. "Emma! There you are. We need to talk." Emma felt a twist in her stomach. What could this be about? "Wait," Emma said to her father. "I'll be right back." But as she approached Mia, she wondered if this moment was just the beginning of something profound or if it would push her beyond what she could handle. Would she be ready for whatever came next? Emma felt a rush of energy flood her veins as she approached Mia, who looked both relieved and anxious. The noise of the party faded, and all she could focus on was the worry etched across her friend's face. "Mia, what's wrong?" Emma asked, concern spilling into her voice. "It's about the performance," Mia said, her eyes darting away as if she were afraid to meet Emma's gaze. I saw your dad. He's been here, hasn't he? Emma's heart thudded. "Yeah, we just talked. He wants to be part of my life again." Mia crossed her arms tightly, her expression shifting into something that felt like sympathy, mixed with apprehension. "You really think he can change? After all this time?" "No, I don't know," Emma admitted, frustration bubbling inside her. "But how can I not give him a chance? There's this part of me that hopes he's really serious." "Emma, hope is great, but you've been hurt. That doesn't just go away." Mia's voice softened. "You need to protect yourself." Before she could respond, another cheer erupted from the crowd, pulling Emma's attention momentarily. She felt the atmosphere buzz with joy, but it only added to the weight on her shoulders. "Maybe you're right," Emma said, looking back at Mia, uncertainty gnawing at her. "But I want to believe that we can find a way back to each other. I mean, what if this is our chance? I can't just turn my back on it without trying." "But at what cost?" Mia pressed, concern lining her voice. "You can't let him hurt you again." Emma's chest tightened. She didn't want to acknowledge the truth hiding just behind those words. The fear of opening a wound that may never heal. "I have to at least see if it's possible," Emma replied, though her heart quivered. "Ice cream can't hurt." Mia sighed, her resistance melting just slightly. "I get it. Just be careful. And if it starts to feel wrong, promise me you'll walk away." "Promise," Emma whispered. She wanted Mia's support, but a part of her couldn't shake the feeling that she was standing on a precipice, peering down into an abyss. "Thanks for looking out for me," Emma said, trying to lighten the mood. "Now, let us join the party before I lose my nerve." As they turned to rejoin the crowd, Emma spotted her father standing near the punch table, a mix of excitement and fear etched across his face. He looked like a kid lost in a candy store, out of place yet eager. "Emma! Mia! Come here!" he called, waving enthusiastically. There was no mistaking the joy radiating from him, like he had finally found a piece of himself. Her heart fluttered again. Could he really be different this time? But in the back of her mind, doubt lingered like a stubborn shadow. "All right," Mia murmured, nudging her. "Ready for the ice cream adventure?" Emma smiled faintly, fear bubbling beneath the surface. "Yeah. Let us do it." As they began to weave through the crowd, laughter and music embraced them. Emma felt a strange blend of hope and apprehension, but suddenly, her phone buzzed in her pocket. She pulled it out to see a message from an unknown number. "I know who you are. We need to talk about your father." Emma's breath hitched. Her pulse quickened. What did this mean? Was it someone who could help her understand him more, or was it someone pushing her back into darkness? "Emma?" Mia's voice brought her back. "What's wrong?" "I got a strange text," she said, her heart throbbing. Just when she thought she was taking a step forward, something else pulled her back into uncertainty. "Maybe it's just junk," Mia suggested, though her brow furrowed in concern. But Emma couldn't shake the sense that this was far too important. She glanced at her father, who was animatedly talking to a group of her friends, completely unaware of the storm brewing on the horizon. "Can I handle this?" she whispered to herself, torn between the moment she'd been waiting for and the potential storm about to unfold. "Let us find out," Emma muttered before typing a reply. Her heart hammered as she hit send, a decision hanging in the balance. Would the revelation bring clarity, or sink her deeper into confusion? Emma's fingers hovered over the screen, her thoughts racing. The party was alive around her, voices rising in excitement, but all she could focus on was that message. It felt like a dark cloud looming over her. As Mia watched her, Emma could feel the weight of her friend's gaze. "What did you say?" Mia asked, inching closer. "I just told them I want to know more," Emma rushed out, the words tumbling from her lips. "I don't know what else to do." Mia shook her head gently, worry plastered on her face. "You don't even know who it is. What if they mean trouble?" "I need to find out," Emma replied, her voice stronger now. "I can't just ignore this. It might be important." "They could be playing games," Mia warned. "Just promise you'll be careful." "I promise," Emma whispered, though the reassurance didn't sit well in her stomach. Her father's laughter rang out across the room, bright and carefree. He seemed so different, so ready to reclaim a place in her life. But then again, that could all be an act. She squinted through the crowd, searching his face. Would he even understand the kind of questions she was grappling with? It felt like he crawled back into her life, but she hadn't forgotten the scars left behind. Before she could stew on it any longer, she felt the vibration of her phone once more. Another message from the unknown number: "Meet me by the parking lot. It's urgent. Your father isn't who you think he is." A cold shiver ran down her spine. Panic swirled in her chest, but curiosity tugged at her. What did the sender know? What was the truth buried beneath the years of hurt and longing? She glanced back at her father, who was still chatting, blissfully unaware of her internal storm. "Mia," she said, her voice cracking slightly, "I need to go. I think I have to meet whoever this is. It could be about my dad." "No. Emma, you can't just go rushing off like this," Mia exclaimed, her voice rising through the noise of the party. "Believe me, I know how it sounds," Emma said urgently, "but what if this is the key I need to finally understand everything? To figure out if I can trust him?" Mia's eyes widened, deep concern swimming in them. "You're risking everything on an anonymous message. It might not be safe. What if it's someone trying to hurt you? What if it's someone who can help me?" Emma fired back. The resolve in her voice surprised even her. Was she really willing to plunge into this uncertainty? Emma's heart raced, every possible outcome flashing past her mind. She had promised herself to embrace this chance, this tiny flicker of hope. Turning away from Mia, she stared back at her dad, then took a deep breath as she made the decision. "I'm going," she said, stepping back into the crowd, her heart pounding louder than ever. "Wait, Emma." Mia called after her, but Emma didn't turn back. The parking lot was just outside the buzzing atmosphere of the party, a completely different world brimming with shadows of the night. Each step felt like a weight lifting but also sinking her deeper into the unknown. As she pushed through the doors, the sound of her father's laughter faded behind her, replaced by the sounds of the cool night air and her own hurried breaths. What awaited her in that parking lot? Was it a chance for clarity, or would it only pull her further into chaos? Emma approached the dim light of the parking lot, her heart pounding with anticipation. With every step, she felt more alive, yet aware of the impending storm. With courage mingling with dread, she stepped forward, ready to confront whatever truth lay ahead. And then she saw him, a figure lurking in the shadows. Emma. The voice was low and familiar. Her heart raced, 1,000 thoughts swirling in her mind. "Who are you?" she demanded, her heart caught in her throat. The answer could change everything. The figure stepped into the light, revealing a face that sent a pang of recognition through Emma's chest. It was David, her father's old friend. She hadn't seen him in years, but the memories of their shared laughter at family gatherings flooded back. They always seemed to have a special bond, one that made Emma a little jealous as a child. "David?" she breathed, her voice barely a whisper. "What are you doing here?" He looked around, then back at her. "I didn't think you'd come." There was urgency in his tone, but also an undercurrent of worry. "I had to tell you it's about your dad. You need to hear this." Emma's heart raced, both because of the revelation and the timing. "What do you mean?" She stepped closer, drawn in by the gravity of his words. "What do you know?" David glanced around again, ensuring they were alone. "It's not safe to talk here. Can we go somewhere else?" Her instincts flared as she considered it. But she couldn't let fear trap her. "No. Just tell me. What is going on?" He hesitated, then took a deep breath. "I found out some things about your father, things you wouldn't believe. He's involved in something underground, Emma. It's dangerous. And it's been going on for years." She shook her head, disbelieving. "You're wrong. He's not like that. He's been trying to make amends to be a better father." The denial was more forceful than she expected, fueled by her desperate hope. "Be careful," David cautioned gently, "I want you to have a relationship with him, but you deserve the truth. What you see isn't always what's real." Tears stung her eyes as confusion washed over her. "Why didn't you tell me sooner?" "I didn't know how," he said. "But when I got that message saying to meet you here, I feared it was about your dad and well, I couldn't let it happen, not without warning you first." Emma's mind spun. She needed answers. "Why are you doing this? Why now?" "Because I care about you, and I've watched your dad make mistakes that could put you in danger. I didn't want to interfere, but this could change everything for you." A million thoughts collided as her past and present intertwined. She had longed for a connection, a chance to restore what had been lost. But the idea that her dad could be involved in something harmful settled like a stone in her heart. "Do you have proof? Can you help me?" she asked, desperation creeping into her voice. "Yes, but it's risky," he replied, his eyes serious. "You could be putting yourself in harm's way. I can show you, but we need to be cautious. If he finds out I'm telling you this, I don't care." She interrupted, her voice sharper than intended. "I need to know. I need to understand who he is. If he is hiding something, I can't just ignore it." As she spoke, a wave of determination surged through her. This was her chance to uncover the truth, even if it shattered her illusions. She watched as David weighed her resolve in his eyes. "Okay," he said slowly. "Meet me tomorrow at the diner. I'll bring what I found." The promise hung in the air, heavy with expectation. "Thank you," Emma breathed, fear and hope battling inside her. As she turned back towards the laughter emanating from the party, a sense of dread mixed with excitement settled over her. She had opened a door to a different reality, one that was waiting to pull her deeper. Could she bear what she might uncover? And would it change everything she thought she knew about love, trust, and family? The following day, the warmth of the sun seemed to mock the cold chill that filled Emma's heart. She woke up with knots in her stomach, battling a blend of anticipation and dread. Today, she would learn the truth about her father, and part of her feared the revelation might sever the tender threads of hope she'd clung to for so long. The diner was a small, bustling joint, with checkered tablecloths and the smell of freshly brewed coffee hanging in the air. Emma sat at a corner booth, fingers tapping nervously against the plastic tabletop. The familiar sounds of clinking silverware and soft chatter around her felt distant, as if she was in a bubble, waiting for the moment she knew would change everything. When David walked in, he looked different. There was a weight in his stride, a seriousness in his eyes that set Emma on edge. As he approached, she felt the flutter of nervous energy surge through her. "Hey," he said softly, sliding into the booth across from her. "Thanks for coming." "Of course. Just what did you find?" Emma's words tumbled out before she could stop them. David pulled out a folder from his bag, his movements deliberate. "I've managed to get some articles and files. It's all here." He unfolded the documents, revealing photographs of her father caught in moments that contradicted the man she knew. Emma felt her heart race. She glanced at an image that showed her father laughing with a group of rugged-looking men. Another photo featured him shaking hands in a shady back alley, their expressions shadowed by the dim light. This can't be real," she stammered, bile rising in her throat. "It's real, Emma." He pointed to a news clipping, its headline stark, "Local businessman linked to underground trade." "He's been involved in something dangerous for a long time." "I didn't want to believe it either at first, but this proves it." As she looked through the papers, each word seemed to tighten around her heart like a vice. "But he always said he was trying to make things right, to be better." The words felt empty now, an echo of denial that she wanted to cling to but couldn't. David leaned closer, his voice a low whisper. "I know this is painful. But if he is capable of this, who knows how deep it runs? You need to protect yourself." Suddenly, the diner door swung open, and an icy gust made Emma shiver. She glanced up, instinctively scanning the entrance. Her heart almost stopped when she saw her father standing there, searching the crowd. His features were tense, eyes frantic. "Emma." His voice was strained, mingling shock and concern. "What are you doing here?" Panic hit her like a wave. She felt the air between them grow thick with unspoken tension as David's eyes widened in alarm. "You need to go," he said urgently. "No, wait." Emma whispered, torn between the truth she was clutching and the father she still adored. But the overwhelming realization settled like lead in her gut, the man before her now was someone she hardly recognized. Her father moved closer, desperation etched across his face. "I need to talk to you. Now." "Dad," Emma began, but the words tangled in her throat. Everything felt so jumbled, like pieces of a puzzle that just couldn't fit. David shot her a glance, and in that quick exchange, she felt the weight of a choice clouding her judgment. Did she let go of the chance to finally understand her father or dive into the turmoil he'd brought into their lives? With her heart racing in her chest, Emma took a deep breath, knowing that this moment could lead her into darkness or illumination. "I have to hear him out," she finally said, looking at David with trembling conviction. And as she stood to face her father, she could practically feel the ground shifting beneath her feet, the fear and hope colliding into something new, something more uncertain than she had ever imagined. What truths awaited her on the other side of this confrontation? Would she discover strength in family bonds or unraveling deceit? The future felt like a vast, shimmering sea, and she was ready to dive in. Emma stood at the edge of her future, heart pounding as she faced her father. He stepped closer, worry etched across his face, every bit the person she had missed yet feared. "Emma, please, listen to me," he implored, his voice quivering. "What are you doing here?" she said, trying to keep her tone steady, the weight of David's revelations still heavy in her mind. "I came to find you," he said, eyes darting around the diner, wary of anyone overhearing. "I wanted to talk to you about everything. Is it true?" Emma felt the words escaping her lips like fragile whispers. "Are you involved in something dangerous?" Her father swallowed hard, pain washing over his features. "I've made mistakes, Emma. I can't deny that. I was trying to do things the wrong way because I thought I was protecting you. It's all been twisted." Emma felt her heart ache, torn between the little girl who longed for her father's love and the young woman who craved truth. "Twisted? Is that all you have to say after all these years?" His hand gripped the table, knuckles whitening. "No, it's not just that. I thought I could keep you safe from the darker sides of my life by keeping my distance. But all it did was keep us apart. I can no longer hide who I am, Emma. I don't want you to suffer because of my choices. But you never even tried to reach out." Emma said, anger bursting free. "You just left. You didn't care enough to explain. To be there. I didn't leave because I wanted to. I thought my absence would be better for you." His voice cracked, desperation casting shadows over his words. Emma shook her head, emotion welling within. "Neither of us got what we needed. Your choice broke something important between us, something that can't be healed through words alone." David remained silent, eyes downcast. She could feel his gaze heavy on her but found herself unable to look away. There was so much left unsaid, so many layers to unravel. "Why should I trust you again?" Emma asked, searching for sincerity in her father's eyes. "How can I be sure you're not just here to appease me?" His expression softened, vulnerability unfurling like petals in the light. "Because I want more than anything else to be the father you deserve. I'll fight to earn your trust back, I promise. I see the way you light up when you sing, and I want to support that, to be part of it all, even from afar." Emotion swelled in Emma's chest. This was the man she had yearned to reconnect with, but could she open that door again? Time means nothing without sincerity. "You say you want to be there for me, but what does that really mean?" "It means I'll do anything. I'll go through the trouble of sorting out the mess I've made," he said, proving his intent and clenching his fists. "I'll prove it to you. I'm not the man you think I am, but I can be the father you need." They stood in that moment, both poised on the precipice of something new and uncharted. Emma's heart softened, but doubt still plagued her. "You need to understand, it won't be easy for me to just forgive and forget. But I want to try," she replied, each word coated with hope and fear. He nodded, a tear escaping his eye, glimmering with remorse and redemption. "I won't rush you. All I ask for is a chance to show you how much I've changed, how deeply I regret every moment I missed." In that instant, Emma felt the tension shift, and the air between them seemed to lighten. An agreement to forge a path forward began to take shape. "Let us start small, then," Emma said, her voice wavering but resolute. "Let us have ice cream." "What?" he asked, confusion lining his brow. "I just want to share something simple. Ice cream can't hurt us. Let us create a small spark to begin with." Her father's face lit up, a genuine smile breaking through the sorrow. "That sounds perfect, Emma." As they exited the diner and stepped into the dazzling sunlight, Emma took a deep breath. Maybe this was the first step toward mending what had been broken, the first breath of fresh air after a storm. In their shared laughter as they walked towards the nearby ice cream parlor, Emma felt herself breaking through the shadows of doubt. Perhaps David could be a source of support and redemption in her life, someone who could offer guidance as they began to rebuild the relationship they had lost. When they reached the parlor, she half expected to run into the past. Instead, it felt like a new beginning. The ice cream was bright and colorful, flavors swirling together like the uncertainties that still hovered in the air. As they sat at a little table, each savoring their choices, Emma shared memories of her life since he'd been gone, her music, her experiences, the friends who made her feel alive. They laughed and reminisced, each story weaving a tapestry of connection. Would you like to hear me sing? Emma dared to ask, her voice tender. More than anything, he replied, sincerity dancing in his eyes. And at that moment, Emma felt it a flicker of harmony. It was small but precious, a note that hinted at healing. And as her heart swelled with possibility, she realized that family could grow, just like her music, one note at a time. The journey ahead was still uncertain, but for the first time, she felt anchored. Together, they would compose a new melody, one full of hope, trust, and love. As Emma stepped away from the past, she embraced the music of her future, ready to write her new song, one chorus at a time. If you enjoyed this journey with Emma and her father, you need to subscribe now to the channel. Don't miss exclusive stories that will touch your heart and uplift your spirit. Leave a like right now to feed the algorithm and keep this community alive. Comment below and share your thoughts about Emma's transformation. Let us talk about it together. And share this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this story of hope and redemption. It's your chance to inspire someone in your life. Don't wait not even one more second to make a difference.